Properties of determinants. The first property, all zero property. If every elements of any row or column of a determinant are zero, then value of the determinant is zero. For example, determinant of this equal to 0. If we expand this determinant along row 1, 0 into b2 c2 b3 c3 minus 0 into a2 c2 a3 c3, 0 into anything is 0, so determinant of this equal to 0. Another example, determinant of this equal to 0. Since every element of column 1 is 0, as you know that we can expand the determinant along any one row or only one column. If we expand in column 1, determinant of this equal to 0. The second property, reflection property. You denote the reflection property in this way. That is, if rows or columns of a determinant are interchanged, then the value of the determinant remain unaltered. It is symbolically denoted by Ri interchange with Ci. That is, Ri interchange with Ci means if we interchange row 1 to C1, column 1, row 2 to column 2, row 3 to column 3. That is, for any square matrix A, determinant of A equal to determinant of A transpose. Let us take an example. Let delta equal to determinant of ABC, PQ, XYZ. Applying Ri interchange with Ci, that is row 1 interchange to column 1 ABC. Similarly, row 2 to column 2, row 3 to column 3. Now determinant of these two are identical, equal. If we expand this row wise and if we expand this in column wise, then the value are always same. The third property, the most important property, switching property. If any two rows or columns of a determinant are interchanged, then the value of the determinant is changed by a negative sign or multiplied by a negative sign. It is denoted by Ri interchange with Rj or Ci interchange with Cj. For example, if we put I equal to 1, j equal to 2, R1 interchanged with R2, that is row 1 and row 2 are interchanged. For example, if delta equal to this and if we apply row 2 interchange with row 3, here row 2 is this, row 3 is this. If we interchange row 2 to row 3 and row 3 to row 2, we get another determinant. Now determinant of this is equal to minus 1 into determinant of this. Most important thing, if any two rows or columns of a determinant are interchanged, then the value of the determinant is multiplied by a negative sign. But in case of reflection property, if we interchange rows into columns or columns into rows, then the value of the determinant remains unaltered. But here, if we interchange any two rows, any two adjacent rows or any two adjacent columns, then the value of the determinant is multiplied by a negative sign. Now proof of this is, suppose you start from del 1, suppose it del dash. Now del dash equal to this. Now if we expand in row 1, it is my a1 into this minus b1 into this plus c1 into this. If we expand this, we get this. If we taking common minus from this bracket, again from this, write minus 1. Now a1 into b2 c3 minus b3 c2. Similarly, minus b1 into a2 c3 minus a3 c2 plus c1 into a2 b3 minus a3 b2. Now determinant of this, which we can write minus of this, that is del dash equal to minus of del. Most important thing, if we interchange any two adjacent rows or any two adjacent columns of a determinant, then the value of the determinant is multiplied by a negative sign. Now prove that determinant of this equal determinant of this equal determinant of this. This means if we evaluate this and this, then the value are same. We can prove it by expanding the first, second and third, but it takes more time. So without expanding, we can prove that determinant of this equal to determinant of this equal to determinant of this. Suppose you start from LHS, Suppose you have to prove from this to this. Now ABC XYZ PQR, but in the right hand side ABC XYZ PQR in the columns, we know that the reflection property, applying RI interchanges CI, then row 1 change to column 1, row 2 change to column 2, and row 3 change to column 3, and the value remain unaltered. But here the RHS is XYZ in first column, ABC in second column, PQR in third column. Now interchange column 1 with column 2 by using switching property. If we interchange column 2 and column 3, we have to multiply it in negative sign, that is -1 into column 1 interchanges column 2, so write XYZ ABC PQR. As in the right hand side XYZ are in the first column, ABC are in second column, so you interchange column 1 with column 2. Now we get this. But in the right hand side the first row is YBQ. Now interchange row 1 and row 2. Second row is XAP. If we again interchange row 1 with row 2, again we have to multiply it a negative sign by using switching property, that is -1 into -1, again YBQ XAP ZCR, -1 into -1 plus 1 into this, which is equal to RHS. So proved. Similarly, suppose we proved this to this. Now here ABC XYZ PQR XYZ PQR ABC, here ABC in the third row, XYZ in first row, PQR in second row. So start from LHS. As XYZ are in first row, so interchange row 1 with row 2. Now you have to multiply it in -1, that is XYZ ABC PQR. Again in the right side PQR in second row, again interchange row 2 with row 3. Again we have to multiply it in negative sign, that is -1 into -1, this. So again minus plus, again we get this with RHS. So from these two we get this equal to this equal to this. Another property, that is property 4, scalar multiple property, which we were studied earlier. If we multiply a scalar to a determinant, we have to multiply the scalar to each elements of any row or column of the determinant. That is, if we multiply a scalar to a determinant, we have to multiply the scalar to any one row or any one column, each elements of any one row or any one column of the determinant. Conversely, if each elements of any row or column of a determinant is multiplied by a constant k, then the value of the determinant is k times the value of the original determinant. For example, k into this determinant. But in case of matrix, we know that if we multiply a scalar to a matrix, we have to multiply the scalar to each elements of the matrix. In case of matrix, we have to multiply k to each term of the each elements of the matrix. But in case of determinant, we have to multiply the scalar to each elements of any one row or any one column of the determinant. That is k into this. If we multiply the scalar k in first row, we get KA1, KB1, KC1, and this, which you are already proved in the previous lecture. Similarly, if we multiply k in column 2, that is KB1, KB2, KB3. If we want to multiply k in row 3, we can write A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, KA3, KB3, KC3. Similarly, in the reverse way, the converse part, if it is given, then we can take in common k and write in this way. If each elements of any row or column of a determinant is multiplied by a constant k, then the value of the determinant is k times the value of the original determinant. We also prove that for any square matrix A of order n, determinant of k equal to k to the power n into determinant of A. Then goes to property 5, the identical or proportionality property. If any two rows or columns of a determinant are identical or proportional, then the value of the determinant is 0. For example, determinant of ABC, ABC, P, Q are is equal to 0 since row 1 and row 2 are identical. We can prove it. Suppose LHS equal to this. If we interchange row 1 with row 2, we have to, by using switching property, we have to multiply it by a negative sign, that is ABC, ABC, PQR, which is again the delta. So we write minus 1 into delta. So delta equal to minus delta to delta equal to 0 implies delta equal to 0. So if any two rows or columns of a determinant are identical, then value of the determinant is 0. Take another example. ABC, PQR, KP, KQ, KR. Here column 2 and column 3 are proportional. That is, column 1 is proportional to column 3. Now if any two rows or columns of a determinant are identical or proportional, then the value is also 0. Now the proof of this is, suppose we have to evaluate this determinant by using the scalar multiple property. We have to taking common k from column 3. If it by taking common k from column 3, we can write k ABC, PQR, PQR. By using the previous, if any two rows or columns are identical, then the value of the determinant is 0. Now k into this equal to 0 since column 2 equal to column 3 by using the identical property. Another question, show that determinant of this equal determinant of this. That is, the value of this determinant and this determinant are identical. We can prove it by using without expanding. Suppose you start from LHS. Now taking common minus 1 from row 2, that is, if you taking common minus 1, then write minus 1 into A1 B1 minus C1. By taking common minus 1, we can write A2 B2 minus C2. That is, we have to taking common minus 1 from this row. Again A3 B3 C3. Again multiply minus 1 into column 3, we get this. So LHS equal to RHS. Property 6. If each elements of any row or column of a determinant is expressed as the sum of two or more terms, then the determinant can be expressed as sum of two or more determinants. This property is called as sum property. Sum property. That is, if each elements of any one row or column of the determinant can be expressed as the sum of two or more terms, then the value of the determinant can be expressed as sum of two or more determinants. For example, determinant of this, here each elements of row 1 are expressed as sum of two numbers, then this determinant can be expressed as addition of two determinants, that is A1 B1 C1, A2 B2 C2, A3 B3 C3, alpha 1 beta 1 gamma 1, A2 B2 C2, A3 B3 C3. Now determinant of this equal determinant of this plus determinant of this. If we prove, suppose start from LHS, now expand in row 1, we can write in this way. Now if we expand this A1 into this minus B1 into this plus C1 into this plus alpha 1 into this term minus beta 1 in this term plus gamma 1 in this term. Now determinant of this equal to this and determinant of this equal to this. So RHS. Conversely, we can also say that from RHS to LHS, here row 2 and row 3 of these two determinants are identical, but row 1 are different. So we can express in a single determinant as adding the corresponding elements of row 1, A1 plus alpha 1, from RHS to LHS. Here row 2 and row 3 of these two determinants are identical. So you can express this as a single determinant, that is A1 plus alpha, by adding the corresponding entries of the row 1, A1 plus alpha 1, B1 plus beta 1 plus C1 plus gamma 1. If Dj is denoted by this determinant, then prove that series j equal to 1 to n dj equal to 0. If we start from LHS, series j equal to 1 to n dj, that is, if we run the values of j from 1 to n, that is d1 plus d2 up to dn. Here given dj equal to j square j cube. Now d1 is obviously 1 square 1 cube, and other columns are constant, that is abc. This again d2 2 square 2 cube abc, and column 3 constant. Similarly dn n square n cube. By using the previous property, converse part of previous property, column 2 and column 3 of each determinants are identical. This is ABC, column 2, column 3 are identical, only different column 1. Now use the converse property of the sum property. We can express as the 1 plus 2 up to n, 1 square 2 square up to n square. Similarly 1 cube 2 cube up to n cube, and column 2 column 3 identical. We know that 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to n equal to n into n plus 1 by 2, and this equal to n into n plus 1 into n plus 1 by 6, and this is n into n plus 1 by 2 whole square. Now column 1 and column 3 are identical, so this equal to 0.